Winnipeg Jets hockey is officially back. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the first video for the 2024-2025 season. It is the preseason. Nonetheless, though, here we are. I am excited. Game recaps are coming back. I don't know how many games I'll cover in this style, but I'm going to do a lot more than I did. I just kind of got so busy and making different types of content last year, and I just kind of didn't have the time to really film the videos that I wanted to film when it came to the recaps like I used to. But this year, we're going to bring them back a little bit, so we're going to start things off with the first preseason game and try to cover each of them. And if I don't cover a game in full length this year, what we're going to do is I'm going to post a short with 3 points of interest for every game. That might be the way that we do some recaps as well, just so that I can always get my thoughts out there and you guys can also share your thoughts as well. I just want to cover more of the games. Last year, we covered them more like week to week, and it was fun, and we're still going to do that, but I want to do these recaps. I miss it, and tonight's game, I feel like is a great one to start things off with because they lose 5-2 to the Wild, and it was not pretty. There were a lot of great things in this game, individual performances that really stood out that I think show, what's to come for this team and this lineup. Brad Lambert especially, I've been talking about Brad Lambert pretty much nonstop for a year, I feel like, and this is, his emergence, and he definitely showed how good he can be tonight, even in a loss. He wasn't spectacular tonight by any means, but he was still very solid and looked really good out there. And what really killed the Jets today was bad goaltending. Like Kaapo Kähkönen, I was worried when he was signed. I'm not a fan of Kaapo Kähkönen. I know a lot of people out there, the Kaapo Kähkönen and Eric Comrie, battling it out in preseason. I was not looking forward to that at all. And, so far it looks like I was right because he was terrible. Tonight it looked like he was handing Eric Comrie the backup position on a silver platter. Like, he did not put really any effort in. And I know you could say, there's some bad screenplays and whatnot, but his positioning was just off. He couldn't stop a beach ball. And, when you have bad goaltending and you can't really, your defense is also kind of sloppy as well. The turnovers tonight weren't as great as, they definitely wouldn't what I expect this team to, put out there regularly with their full lineup. You could definitely tell it was a preseason lineup that is fresh into training camp because there were a lot of turnovers and a lot of mistakes on that end, but nonetheless, the first period has some good moments. Colin Miller, ties things up after it's 2-0, makes it 2-1 to end off that first period. And honestly, he had a great game. Colin Miller showed that he could really be a good contributor on this club. He was great on the power play, even though the Jets weren't good on the power play. He really took command of it at times, and his shot was pretty good. And I don't expect to see Colin Miller as a regular on the power play, but still, it's nice to have that heavy shot as an option. And I really hope that they use him more than what they did last year after acquiring him from New Jersey at the trade deadline. He is pretty underrated in my opinion, and I think he could have a really good year for this club. Nonetheless, though, I think the first period, obviously you want some improvement from that. It's 2-1. There's still a chance you can be in this. The second period was all Wild. The Jets really weren't able to get any real chances going. Like, yeah, they had some good looks. They had some posts in this game. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, individual performances. The forward core, like Chibrikov, looked really good out there. Really hungry. The puck was on his stick a lot. I really liked Brad Lambert. Velarde, kind of just looked like really rusty tonight. He had some good moments, but he still looked rusty. I follow as well. He looked really good. Had some really good opportunities. I just want him to capitalize more on those opportunities because when he goes through those, dry patches of not having any real offensive production, it hurts the team. And I really think that cap-wise, if he goes through those long stretches of being pointless again, that's not good for a guy making, if I'm not mistaken, $4 million, I think his cap hit is at. Maybe it could be a little less, but still, it's a lot of money. And I'm not a fan of that whatsoever. So if you have a Chibrikov come in at a league minimum entry-level deal, that's a great savings, and that also can be used to sign Cole Perfetti, who still remains unsigned. And defensively as well tonight, there was a lot of things that it just kind of sucked that we wish we could have seen Ville Heinola. That's what I'm trying to say. There's no easy way to put that. Ville Heinola, obviously, if you haven't missed the news, last preseason he was injured really badly with that broken ankle, I think it was, and it took him out basically for a long time, and it stopped him from making the team. He was pretty much, I think, locked up, and once that injury happened and the Jets got hot, there was no real way for him to play himself into the lineup, so he missed the whole year last year. But nonetheless, I think Ville Heinola definitely would have been on this Jets team full time if that injury didn't happen. So come preseason, I think a lot of people were really expecting Ville Heinola to make this club and show a really strong performance. And then the news breaks that he has an infection from a screw in his ankle from the surgery he had from that last injury, and now he's being held out indefinitely, and it's not a day-to-day situation. That's all we really know. So, Ville Heinola, I definitely think would have been playing this game. I think he would have been one of those guys that, played in the back-to-back scenario, and they're trying to get as much of a look as they can with him, and now he's out for all the preseason and for, you know, a while. And that absolutely blows because Hayden Fleury tonight was absolutely terrible. He should not make this team. Like, he was not good tonight whatsoever. Tons of turnovers, really off on his positioning. Couldn't really make a clean zone entry pass. Just was not good tonight whatsoever defensively. He did not do anything you would want from a two-way defenseman that he supposedly is, and I don't think that he should make this team if that's the type of effort that we see again. You know, defense, even Solomon as well. He had some good moments, but as well, the defense tonight just was really rusty, and I really think that if Ville Heinola was healthy, we might have seen a, you know, more structured defensive core because of how good that he really could have been, and really, you know, staple back there, especially, you know, the Colin Miller situation. I think Colin Miller and Ville Heinola, it was the expected pairing coming into the season. I really thought that's what the coaching staff was going to go with, as a lot of Jets fans did as well. So now that he's out, you know, this game took effects from that, and you saw that, you know, like, obviously that last goal from Colby Barlow off the draw from Braden Yeager, who gets an assist as well. That line, I think they should have used it more instead of just the last minute between Lambert, Colby Barlow, and Braden Yeager, because they're young, talented, hungry players. You know, obviously Barlow and Yeager probably aren't going to make the team. I think they're not even AHL. Like I think they have to go to back to the OHL, where they're Barlow. I think might be able to play with the Moose, but I'm not sure on that. I have to look that up. But nonetheless, like those, you know, Lambert is a, you know, hungry young guy. Put him with those types of players, see what happens. It's preseason, and I just wish that the coaching staff and Arneal tonight would have adjusted better. You know, it really felt like they were just like, oh, we're gonna get one, and you know, bad goaltending and a mix of bad turnovers defensively really cost them this game. Forwards-wise, though, there was a lot of promise, and I expect to see a carryover into tomorrow's game against the Edmonton Oilers, because they played, honestly, you know, obviously for not being able to score, they played pretty well. Like, this Winnipeg Jets team had 40 shots on net tonight. The goaltender for Minnesota, what the hell's his name again? Where it is right now, Wallstedt. It was incredible. He made some really good saves against the Jets that also kept the Wild and preserved their lead. So, you know, it was a preseason game. This doesn't really matter. You want to look for individual performances and guys that you expect and hope to make the team, and we saw that tonight. So, you know, Kakanen's terrible. Hopefully Eric Comrie would be better. Honestly, I wish they would have put Thomas Milic in, especially after that second period to start the third, just to see. You know, what the hell? Why not? Kakinen was fucking terrible anyway, so they probably should have. But maybe we'll be able to see Thomas Milic play because, you know, obviously, I doubt he makes the team over Eric Comrie, but none of these guys, really, in my opinion, are a guarantee. So, may the best goaltender win for the backup position wise. So, lots to look forward to for the rest of preseason. I'm excited for it. I think you guys should be too. And yeah, game one of preseason in the books, and I'm looking forward to the rest of them. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, hope you enjoyed this video. Peace and positivity as always. Go Jets, go! And I will see you guys in the next one. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the game coverage of the Edmonton game. So yeah, go Jets, go. See you guys tomorrow. It'll all be over.